The biggest mystery in Disney's Encanto is why Mirabel didn't get a gift, and a theory suggests it's all due to Abuela's mistakes and Casita protecting the Madrigals. A huge success from Walt Disney Animation Studios, Encanto was directed by Jared Bush and Byron Howard, and written by Charisse Castro-Smith and Bush. It takes viewers into Colombian culture through the Madrigal family, their powers, and their legacy in their town. Encanto tells the story of the Madrigals, led by matriarch Alma Madrigal aka Abuela, Maria Cecilia Botero. Years ago, while fleeing from an armed conflict, Alma lost her husband and was left alone with her baby triplets, Julieta, Peppa, and Bruno, and by a miracle, her candle got magical qualities, keeping them safe from their pursuers and building a sentient house, Casita, for them. Since then, the candle continued to burn and protected Casita, the family, and the whole town, while also granting special gifts to each Madrigal descendant, except for Mirabel, Stephanie Beatriz. Being the only one without a gift made Mirabel feel left out of the family and led her to discover many family secrets, especially those about her mysterious uncle Bruno, John Leguizamo. To the surprise of the audience, Mirabel wasn't granted a gift like those of her relatives by the end of Encanto, but it can be argued that her gift was different as she's on her way to taking over leadership of the family. Still, the question of why Mirabel didn't get a gift during her ceremony remains, making way for different theories. Among those is one that suggests that it's all due to Abuela and her past actions and mistakes, and that not giving Mirabel a gift was Casita's way to punish Abuela, forcing her to reflect on what she had done to her family. Casita may be punishing Abuela for past mistakes. The theory, posted on Reddit, goes some years back to explain why Mirabel didn't get a gift, suggesting that Abuela pushed Julieta and Agustin to have a third child, even though they were already happy with two. Abuela was insistent on them having another child to add more powers to the family, as she was obsessed with her family's legacy and protecting the town through these. Abuela, then, doesn't see her family as individuals and family members but more as powerful gifts that add to the Madrigal's legacy and role in the town. Casita didn't give a gift to Mirabel because that would have rewarded Abuela for her manipulation, as she pushed for Mirabel to exist just to add more powers to the family, but as Casita also loved the family, it didn't leave Mirabel entirely powerless, and it gave her its own magic, allowing her to communicate with Casita. When Mirabel's door disappears during her ceremony, it was a message from Casita to Abuela, but like Bruno's bad visions, it was misinterpreted. The theory also posits that the candle wasn't the source of the Madrigal's powers but rather the representation of Abuela's connection to them, and therefore when Casita is rebuilt and the family finally sees Mirabel for what she is instead of what she didn't have, she gets her door, which is the door to Casita, as the space meant for her wasn't just a room but actually the entire house. According to this theory, Abuela's influence and leadership role in the Madrigal family might have been stronger and gone a lot deeper than Encanto showed, and the reason behind Mirabel's lack of a gift, or at least, powers similar to her family's, might be more complex than it seems, and this theory fits well with the themes of generational trauma and finding a unique individual voice that the movie dealt with. How the Abuela's mistake theory makes Mirabel's journey even better. This theory about why Mirabel didn't get a gift is certainly dark, as it casts Abuela in an even more negative light and makes Casita more of a vengeful god than a playful, enchanted house. However, it also adds an interesting angle to Mirabel's story. This theory illustrates that Mirabel never needed to prove herself to Abuela, but rather only to herself. Mirabel's lack of powers is instead Abuela's problem, and the spirited teenager Mirabel is even more admirable for believing in herself and growing as a person when the hardship she faced was somebody else's fault entirely. This particular Encanto theory may not be provable, but it does add interesting depth and heart to the film's story. The film is ultimately an uplifting tale about self-worth, so it's unlikely that these implications would be intentional on Disney's part, but the wealth of Encanto fan theories shows just how much there is to unpack in this deceptively layered and insightful movie.